think that page only is not open. I think it is. Yes, I think I'm joining the webinar. Let's see if it's better. Hello. Hello.
Yeah. Yeah. Please continue.
Yeah, is it better now?
Yeah, it's better.
Is it okay? Let me know if it's not better again.
It's much better now. So please continue.
So okay. We were talking about copyright infringement. I'm very sorry for the for the inconvenience caused. Some problems in the internet itself, I guess. Copyright infringement is covered under Section 51 and 51A and 51B of the Indian Copyright Act, wherein it very clearly says that if anybody without the explicit authorization of the original creator of the copyright work tries to use the copyrighted work, he would be liable for any infringement action, and he will be liable for any kind of damages or accounts of profit that the person would be making on the copyrighted work. We will go into more details of it going forward. Section 52 of the Indian Copyright Act says that following subject matters would not be considered as copyright infringement, wherein the 52A says very clearly that in case the copies and adaptation of the computer program is being made by lawful authorization of the creator, then in that case it will not be considered as copyright infringement. As far as 52AB is concerned, it states that obtaining essential information for operating interoperability and independently created computer program, provided such information is not available. So if somebody can prove that the program that was created by him was completely independent and does not work interoperability with the copyrighted work, he would not be liable for any infringement action. 52AD also very clearly says that if we use a copyrighted work for non-commercial use, even then in that case we will not be liable for any copyright infringement. What are the remedies that are available to a copyright owner for any kind of infringement? There are three remedies, one of which is the civil remedy, which is what most software product companies like Adobe, Microsoft, Symantec, Quest, and so on and so forth would go for in case they find out any softwares being sold. Criminal offenses are covered under section 63 to 66, wherein 1 to 3 years of imprisonment and at least 1 to 2 lakhs of damages and seizing of infringing copies also happens. And otherwise we can also, there's another dispute resolution which can be taken before the registrar, wherein the copyright holder may request the registrar of the copyright to stop importing infringing copies and confiscate all the infringing copies in that sense. The most popular or the most commonly used medium for dispute resolution in this case is the civil court, wherein in most cases the software companies take the infringers, whether they are individuals or whether they are corporates, they take them to the civil courts, they ask for an ex parte injunction order from the judge, in which case is very clearly proven that the presence of the defendant in that case or the potential infringer is not there, and then once the ex parte order is taken, the defendant's premises are infringed, or they are directly raided by the plaintiffs and the local commissioners appointed by the judge, And once the local commissioners do their investigation, they come out with a report stating that out of so many computers, these many computers had which all unsolicited or copyright infringed copies or piracy copies or non-compliant copies. And then the complete report then goes to the civil court judge, and then the case carries on as far as the infringement of copyright work is concerned. What are the disadvantages of copyrights over patents? Now, copyrights, although look to be a very strong right, because they only protect the expression and not the functionality. Any company, if it develops the same functionality that is already protected by a copyrighted source code, if another competitor implements the same functionality by a different expression of thought or by a different source code or by a different implementation, he would not be infringing on the copyrighted work of the original author. So patents, on the other hand, protect the functionality, and in case of patents, irrespective of which source code was used for implementation. So in case of patents, irrespective of what source code was used for implementation, because patents protect the complete functionality and not the source code, in that case we have the patents protect are much larger in terms of the entire protection. Registration of copyrights is very, very inexpensive because the government fees is only 50 rupees, and patents on the other hand are very, very hello? 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 Yes. So because copyrights are very inexpensive, the registration of copyrights is a much widely used concept than patents at the present moment. For patents, the Indian Patent Act does not allow patents to be granted. Furthermore, because copyrights fall under the Berne Treaty, if a copyright, as I discussed earlier as well, as a copyright, if filed only in India and if it gets registered, the copyright applicability remains global. So all the countries which are part of the Berne Convention, which are about 135 countries, would the copyright would be protected in all those countries. Whereas in case of patents, patents are only protected, they are only protected in the countries in which we protect that territory. Some of the recent case laws as far as copyright work is concerned, infringement matters are concerned, was one of which was in Microsoft versus Yogesh Popat, one of the largest software copyright infringement cases that have happened till date, in which a fine of 2 lakh rupees was granted against Mr. Popat. Mr. Popat, as a history, was working in Delhi and was in the business of selling computer softwares and hardwares, and because all those hardwares were the original Windows was not being implemented or installed on the computers that were being sold by him, all the computers in the that were being sold, or the laptops that were being sold, had unsolicited or unlicensed copies or pirated copies, for that matter, of Microsoft or of other softwares like Adobe, Quest, and so on and so forth. Furthermore, there were cases like Microsoft versus Deepak Rawal, Microsoft versus G.V. Rao and others, in which the same case law prevailed and the same sequence of events happened, wherein all these people were individuals and they were selling hardware and software, when the software, when put on the hardware, was not a licensed copy from major software manufacturing or producing companies. There are a lot of other companies like Adobe, like Autodesk, which have now come into the same business. One very recent case that happened was of Autodesk versus Mr. Prashant Deshmukh, wherein the case was filed against the defendants for a large scale of unlicensed and pirated software that was installed and sold by Mr. Prashant Deshmukh and his allies, and the damages awarded were to the tunes of 20 lakh rupees, and it was the same sequence of event wherein there was an ex parte injunction order which was taken from the judge. The company or the premises of Mr. Prashant Deshmukh were raided. They were seized, the copies or unsolicited or non-compliant copies of the software were seized and produced as far as the local commissioner reports are concerned in the court of law, and eventually during the proceedings Mr. Deshmukh lost the case and was awarded was forced to pay at least 20 lakh as damages. This is another case law that I wanted to discuss. In summary, I'll come directly to the point in terms of what the impact of this case law was. Pine Labs was the plaintiff in this company. It was a software development company. There was another hardware terminal hardware development company called as Gemalto Terminal. In this particular case, Gemalto had hired Pine Labs, wherein the defendants had hired Pine Labs for development of a small software program. In this software program, the entire software was eventually built up for Indian Oil Corporation, wherein both the plaintiff and the defendant were directly working as vendors for Indian Oil Corporation. The plaintiff, as I said, was a software company. They were liable and they were expected to build software which would then be put on the hardware of Gemalto, which was the defendant, and then be shipped to Indian Oil Corporation. What happened in this case was that once Gemalto implemented the entire application and put it on the IOC, which is the Indian Oil Corporation's system, using Pine Labs software, Gemalto also approached another company, which is Hindustan Petroleum Limited, and instead of using Pine Labs software, they gave that entire software code that was alleged software code implemented by Pine Labs to another company, which was another defendant in this case, company we can call as A. Now, in this particular case, Pine Labs then sued Gemalto, stating that the entire source code that it had written down was its own copyright and was not the copyright of Gemalto. However, point 10 of the slide says very clearly that there was a agreement that was signed between Pine Labs and Gemalto, in which it was very clearly said in point number 7 that Pine Labs would be assigning all the intellectual property developed through this project to Gemalto, which was also referred to as Exalto as far as the company name is concerned. Under this clause 7.1 of the agreement, because the 7.1 clause did not mention any time limit of till when would all the intellectual property rights be transferred, there was no mention of the time period or the territory of protection. And therefore, the plaintiffs said that because the time period, if it is not mentioned, the Copyright Act mentioned the protection and the assignment, it can only be given for a period of 5 years, and the territory would only be restricted to India. And therefore, Pine Labs had said that because the source code of Pine Labs was given to the other vendor A by Gemalto, after 5 years, all the copyrights was vested back into Pine Labs, and therefore there was a copyright infringement on the software that was developed by Pine Labs. Directly coming down to the judgment in this particular case, it was very clearly held that there were two issues to be decided.
Mr. Tarun, we cannot hear you.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, you are able to hear you now.
I will then try and conclude and then come down to questions. Maybe that will be more
Right, right.
better as far as
Sure.
I will directly come down then. Perfect. I wanted to touch base with the end user licensing license agreement a little bit.